Alrighty, everyone. Sorry, I dropped my connection watching replay for the first time. The start of the video is actually the previous video, so start there for the group reading and kind of the messages for the night. This is just going to be a continuation of the individual readings that I was doing. So I apologize, you guys. I don't know. I just lost internet connection. And I have this internet booster and all these things to prevent this from happening. Sometimes I think it's just my internet provider. They always say that if enough people are on at night in like my area that it can get slow, and it sucks. Hello again. Sorry. So I was reading somebody, and I can't remember their name. It wasn't a name, it was a phrase. It was Thriving Goddess. Yes, I'm sorry. I promise I didn't run away and take your money and not give a reading. Was it Thriving Goddess? It was somebody. But I'm going to do just a continuation of that reading. It was, I don't know, maybe it wasn't Thriving Goddess. It was somebody who was asking about their spiritual kind of path with their guides. And I was pulling up a fox as one of their guides. And then I was saying, the energy of where you were at was very contained. It was okay. It was, your energy is very protective of yourself right now. And I feel like these flowers have extreme significance. I feel like if anyone knows what these flowers are, let Thriving Goddess know, because I feel like you should get these and plant them in your house. But it feels like safe energy. It feels like you're not really pushing yourself to go out and explore. And the next cards that I got was encouragement. And it's your guides are pushing you to venture back to shore. This is you leaving kind of your island and going back to shore. And the fact that there's a person in this kind of canoe box with you, I feel like you actually will be giving, I feel like you're going to be helping people along the way. I don't know what this is about, but it's just very protective energy, playing it safe. And it's I want you to be bold and go out and try something new and different. And that's just the energy that your guides are trying to communicate. And in doing so, you're going to be able to help other people. And I think it's probably around relationships, because this is saying a personal issue reaches a resolution. And because it's in Cancer, I feel like this was maybe happening a couple months ago. And it's just I feel like you're protecting your energy from other people, because maybe you've had a little bit of hurt, or you're just distancing yourself from people. And I think it's your guides encouraging you, time to go back out. Yes, so this tarot card, this is from the deck. Ooh, what is this one? It's such a vague title, which is why I never remember. Oh, it's the Tarot of the Divine, but it's got beautiful, beautiful artwork. And all my decks are linked in the description down below if you ever see them and like them. The amount of times I've had to convince myself not to buy a deck in the last week is way too many. Wondering if it's me practicing readings. Definitely, it could be just the energy of you giving to other people. But whatever it is, your guides are just they want you to have more of an energy of being daring and just going for it, instead of keeping everything to yourself. Kind of remind you of Lana Schlaffer. Who is that? Okay, now I gotta Google it. I always make this joke on live that anytime anyone is you remind me of this person, it's there's no, I don't see it at all. And some people have compared me to the weirdest thing. It's a good thing. Now I'm going to forget if I don't put it down. Who's this? Law of Attraction coach in mind. Oh, I'll have to check her out. That's cool. You're welcome. Sorry I lost connection. We're going to keep going, though. All right. I don't think we didn't have any more donations, which is good. So let's do another free reading. I'm going to do another color again. I'm thinking of a color. If you can guess the color that I'm thinking of, then you get the reading. Payday is Friday. My payday is Friday, too. I get my payday from YouTube on Friday. And then I'm doing readings at an event on Saturday, but having to hoard it all for an upcoming trip. But man, there's so many decks I want. My wish list for like Christmas, my family is gonna be like, does she just want cards? Like, is that all she wants? Okay. Give me them stock tips. Good. Oh, Thriving Goddess, you got it. It was purple. So Thriving Goddess, you did donate, but you can have one free reading. So Thriving Goddess, let me know what question you have. And everyone else who's jumping in here, I might have missed my spiel. We do these guessing game readings, and then we do, if anybody donates, I'll get to them first. And if anybody donates more than $5, I'm going to do Astro Dice, which I just threw across the room. I want to do that tonight. If nobody does it, then I'm going to have to. Yeah, Lori. So if you're in Colorado and you want to come visit me, it's on Instagram and Facebook, but I'm going to be up in the Highlands at this dog bakery. It's called 3 Dog Bakery. I'm going to be doing $20 for 20 minutes. I'm technically doing animal communication readings, but if anybody else asks me for another type of reading, like obviously I'll do it. But I'm just setting up at a booth there during Saturday. All right, so Thriving Goddess, what else do my spirit guides want me to know? They're just throwing my cards. That's what they want you to know. Ooh, what a perfect, those three are just perfect together. So, stuck in the mud, Thriving Goddess, that's where you're feeling. You might feel stuck, you might feel, which makes sense with that last card, or those last cards we pulled, of like you just kind of like protecting your energy. Maybe it's because you're feeling a little stuck. And they just want you to know that you're in the middle of the storm right now. And when you're in the middle of the storm, it's like hard to see. So I always like imagine myself or you inside this little house, and you're in the middle of the storm. You can't see out to the sunny skies around you, because all you can see is what you're in currently. And so I think your guides are they're just trying to pull you out of your current mindset. And they just want you to know that that sun is shining on the other side. And if anyone is also feeling this way, just know that setting the intention that I want to find the sunshine on the other side. I want to see the grass that's greener on the other side. Just having that be your compass, your intention. You might not know how you're going to get there. You might not know what it's going to look like. But when you set your compass, when you set your intention and tell your guys this is what I want and ask them for help, they will help you see it. And one of the affirmations that I've been using a ton from, and I heard this from Chloe Taylor and I absolutely loved it, was show me X. Show me how it gets better. Show me the way. Excuse me. And what I love about this affirmation is it kind of puts it on your guides to like show you. But then it also puts on you to start paying attention to the signs. Like, you don't say, show me, and then not listen. Like, it's a two-way street. And so I feel like you're just in the middle of it right now. And it's all about finding your inner strength to get out. You know, whatever it is that you need to call upon to help you get out of that storm field, that's what your guides want you to do right now. Awesome. I am in Colorado. I know it's a dog bakery. Isn't that cool? So they just do all sorts of dog treats, and they're having like a big annual party. And actually, they normally hire my friend that's an animal communicator, but she couldn't make it, and she referred me. So awesome. Don't seek my cat. Oh, yeah. Well, and that's something else I put up, too, was like, you don't need to bring your animal for me to read them. Like, that's always the question that I get asked when people walk up to my booth. It's like, they don't need to be there. Obviously, you guys know that from these live readings. Honestly, it gets in my way because sometimes reading the body language of the animals, you look at it analytically and you're like, oh, their energy looks bored, but what they're saying up here often is completely different. And so I prefer not to do animal readings in front of the animal. Alrighty, guys. So all of you guys that are asking questions, just know you can send a donation and get an answer, or you can wait for our free guessing game reading and possibly win that reading. Dog bakery next, right? Oh, geez. Thank you, guys. All right. So let me get to Shivani first. Really quick. If you could please tell me how my twin flame is feeling. He's confusing me a little. Alrighty. Now, if you're a reader out there, and if you're like me, and you don't feel like you believe necessarily in some of the things that people ask you about, I'm not 100% on twin flames, but that doesn't mean I still can't read it using my clairs, and I can still ask the question, whatever this, whoever this person is, to Shivani, same question. And just because you don't believe in it or don't even understand the terminology doesn't mean you can't read it. So, is $6.99? Hang on. Is that more than $5 in Canadian? Just because I'm doing Astro Dice, sorry, I'm Googling. It's like 50 cents more. Maybe I'll do an Astro Dice because I really want to. Okay, Shivani. So, okay. So I got Ride the Wave, Shivani, and so to me, this is the wave comes in, it peaks, and it crashes. And right now you're just kind of riding out the moment until it crashes. And so I feel and don't let go of the word crashes because I don't sense crashing and burning. It's I feel like you're just plateauing. You're in this waiting space, and that's why you're confused. The relationship is in a deep freeze. I don't feel like there's anything you can do about this right now, but just having the understanding that sometimes things are stagnant, sometimes things plateau, sometimes things don't move forward as quickly as we want them to. But I feel like doing anything to sabotage it is just gonna make you go backwards. If you're trying to fight the wave that you're riding on, you're just gonna drown. And the reason why I'm saying this too is because I pulled the Sacred Pool in reverse, Shivani. And so to me, that's all about taking care of yourself right now, not worrying about it. Take care of yourself. And I'm just going to pull these dice because you did more than $5. So anyone that donates more than $5, I'm going to do the Astro Dice. I'm learning. So that's a Virgo, right? Nope, that's a Scorpio. Scorpio. Pluto. Okay. Oh my goodness. Oh wait, no, sorry, this is Mercury. Oh, this is so perfect. So what these Astro Dice are basically saying is you're so much up here analyzing, overthinking things, and it's all in your emotions. It's all these self-deprecating thoughts of oh my gosh, why isn't he here? What am I doing wrong? You're very much in your head about it. And it's literally in the 7th house, which is marriage and other partnerships. So this is specifically saying you're overthinking everything in this arena. So just understand that it's plateauing for a moment. That's okay. That's how things work sometimes. Just focus on you. And sometimes when you focus on you and put you first, the rest of it will kind of be impacted. Maybe this is what's needed before, things move forward again. You're welcome, Thriving Goddess. And thank you, Shivani. I have to drag my kid up there. Yeah, and it's such a nice neighborhood, too. You can totally make a day trip out of it. Hey, Karen. My dog and cat need family counseling. Oh, thank you, Eureka. You're so helpful. How can I improve my balance in yoga? I find it hard to stand on one leg. I just heard the word muscle. So to me, that's just like your muscles are probably not strong enough. It's just like a matter of like working out that muscle so it's more reliant, which is like what I say all about, or what I always say about intuition. I'm feeling drawn to these cards. Sorry. I need a drink of water. Hang on. I'm being drawn back to your previous reading, Eureka, of like that disconnect between spiritual and physical. I feel like all you can do physically is just like, doing strength exercises on that one leg. I mean, naturally, when we start to work out, one side of our body is sometimes stronger than the other. But I'm being drawn to examine anything more physical, not because there's an issue, but they're saying it's a learning lesson to try to like solidify this idea in your mind of that, energetic ailments can also be related to physical. And I pulled the Tree of Life, which is so funny because it's like your legs and it's like being rooted. So I would examine if there's anything in your root chakra, anything around stability, excuse me, stability, home life. I mean, this is like your base motives and needs. It's like roof over your head, safety, security, all that good stuff. And so when we think about medical things and we say, okay, how can we improve something physically by starting with the energy? Starting with the root chakra might help you improve that leg balance, is sort of the theory there. And so any imbalances that you might have around that root chakra might be affecting that. So maybe stopping to think about it. Again, Eureka, I feel like this is more of a teaching lesson for you versus like something is wrong, I feel like it's way more the muscle, like just making it stronger. I'm just going to jump down to the comments. Make sure. You're welcome, Shivani. Michael, so did I. Learning yoga from We Fit. Oh my gosh, I totally did that too in high school. The freaking lady that was always like, do this. And then you do it and you had to like center yourself on the mat so that it would sense your weight. And you had to like stay within the circle in the center, and I would always fall off and I'd get mad at the lady. I'd be like, screw you, I'm doing it right. All right, Lunchbox. Hey, Lauryn, what does my ancestor brother Francisco want me to know, and what gifts did he have? So I'll just do the first question. So I do like $5 for okay, he wants you to know. I'm having a lot of cards falling out. One question for $5. And side note, in the next couple months I probably will be raising that minimum, because I have noticed that when I set that minimum, nobody goes above it. And I think I need to start asking for more. I won't do that for a while, but just a heads up. Might be happening eventually. Members, I'm always going to make your live nights discounted, though. Wow, it's like all the same messages. Not same messages, but what is it? So, like, I'm answering the what does my ancestor brother want me to know? Thanks, PM. I'm catching up. He's talking about his life, Lunchbox. Like, he's talking about a moment in his life where he was at rock bottom. He's definitely having some regrets. He's like wanting to bring up this moment and share it so he can release the burden, release the energy from it. And just like was a moment in his life where things were just crazy, because I also pulled the Stormfields card again. And I don't know if he ever made it through this or not in that lifetime, but I know at least now he's in a good place, like Sacred Pool. I feel like this is like the spiritual embodiment of where we're supposed to be with self-care. Like he's literally in a sacred pool. He's wanting to release this in some way. I would try to connect with him and see if, I'm like being drawn to automatic writing, Lunchbox, if you've ever done that before. It's like he wants to like let go of this. You don't have to oblige to that with spirits. They have their own agendas and things they want to do. But that doesn't mean you have to entertain that. I'm just going to ask like why it's important for you to know this from your guides, because sometimes it's related to what you're going through. It's related to a change that you're going through right now. And so maybe there is something in his story that will help you going through what you're going through now. Yeah. And that happens a lot. I feel like guides, family members often come in because they've been through something and they're like, I want to help you through this. I was in the same place. Let me help you. That's kind of the energy that I'm getting from him, Lunchbox. Oh, 2 questions. I thought that was a separate person. Okay. And what gifts did he have? I feel like this is going to be related. These gifts that you just happened to ask about are also gifts that you have that are going to help you get through this. Oh, and I'll do the Astro Dice reading for you too. Ooh, he was really good at celebrating his successes. Maybe you're not so good at doing that right now. He was not so good at connecting with his intuition. And I feel like that's like the moment that he's talking about. He's like, if I would have just connected to that and got guidance on it, I wouldn't have struggled through those Stormfields. I wouldn't have had such a hard time. So I think he's pushing you to learn your intuition so that you can always like ask questions and, have an easier time than he did. This is interesting. The Tree of Life, but I pulled it in reverse. Let me just ask intuitively what that means. It's a gift. Okay. They just showed me crown chakra and it just like clicked for me. That's claircognizance. It was like an instant download of like, oh, I get the whole picture. And it was like he was not connecting his physical self to his spiritual self in this life. I feel like this theme is coming up a lot tonight. So I always forget that, if even though I'm reading Lunchbox right now, if this message resonates with you, it can be for you too. Spirit likes to get to as many of us as possible in one night. So take a message if it resonates. And I'm writing that down because I need to remind people at the beginning. But yeah, this Tree of Life, this is like as above, so below. It's connected spiritually, but also like physically. It's that balance of both worlds. You can live your human life, but you can also live this higher spiritual purpose. There's a big black spider over here, which is also for you, Lunchbox. Maybe look up Spider Guide. I feel like that's actually him. When you see spiders, it might be him. But again, how this connects to you and what you're going through, it's like he's encouraging you to use that because he didn't do so good at it himself. I pulled I'm rolling the dice for you. So Libra, which is all about harmony and balance. Pluto, which is about destruction, which is interesting because those are 2 very opposites in the 12th house, which is, it's basically Pisces, right? No. Yeah. That's your spiritual life. Oh my gosh, how crazy. That's funny. So basically, this is talking about your spiritual life, your transcendence, your beliefs, your dreams, your intuition, and it's finding that balance between using it, not using it. And I feel like that's kind of like where you're at right now. And he is here to help with that. I love that. I feel like Lunchbox, if you did my psychic sanctuary meditation, he would come in as your like psychic guide for sure. Okay, sorry, I'm very behind on the comments. Mama Odie. It's the tree pose. That's so funny. That's so crazy. I love I love those little synchronicities that happen. Same, we fit. Oh, interesting, Michael. I've had foot surgeries too. Okay. I'm so backed up. Okay. PM. Thank you. I'm going to catch up with all you other donations. Oh, Yurka. I'm sorry. Thank you. I would have just kept going. So really quick, I forgot to do the Astro Dice for Yurka. What is this guy? What is that? This is a sign. Oh, Capricorn has the weirdest symbol ever. You guys have to look up the Capricorn symbol. Where'd it go? I'm reading my notes because I'm still learning about astrology. I'm getting better, though. I'm starting to learn a lot more about astrology. I can have a little bit more of a connection with you guys about it because I have the basic context of it. Okay, so Capricorn is literally persistence, Yurka. So I'm totally still getting that, like, just stick with it. It's all about building those muscles. It's in the earth sign too, which is funny with that tree card. Destroying, depth, discovery. I'm feeling the discovery part of the Neptune. Hang on. Trying to connect like these three things into a three dice into a reading is very interesting because persistence in discovering the 8th house, which is, and maybe Yurka, look up what the 8th house means to you. What's mostly popping out to me is like shared resources, maybe letting go also. Actually, I think it's more about letting go of the things that are no longer serving you in that root chakra. Like, I feel like it's very like survival mode related to me, Yurka. Maybe that doesn't resonate, but it's like letting go of those things in your root chakra is going to help you have more balance. All right. Sorry, totally forgot that. So PM, will I ever find true love or will I stay in this current relationship? Oh no, PM. And they're showing me, so like I feel like in your head you're literally like, I'm trapped in this relationship. I want out, but I'm stuck here and I hate it. Why are you staying, PM? And maybe that's not right, but that's what it feels like to me. But will you, depends on the choice. Like it depends on, do you accept where you're at or do you demand more from the universe? Like that's what I'm intuitively getting. I want this deck, sorry. Be bold and make the first move. And now I'm not advocating that you just like go and leave a relationship. One of the things I always recommend to people is like really sit down and say, okay, here's what's wrong. And here are my solutions of how I'm going to fix it. And then try to fix a relationship. And then have these milestones of like, this is what I demand. And if these things don't happen, then I'm going to leave. And I always tell people to set those milestones because then you're saying, I'm going to give it my all to try and fix it. And if these things don't happen in return, then yeah, I'm gonna move forward. And I feel like PM, this is all a matter of like what you deserve. And you know what's so perfect? I pulled this in reverse. You are good enough. And you don't think that about yourself. And that's why you're in this relationship. That's why you've attracted this person. It's because you don't think you deserve better. So as soon as you can get out of that mindset, and it might take a while. It might take first getting out of it and then being comfortable with yourself before you can really accept something new. But I mean, it's all this right now, you don't think you're good enough. And because of that, you're accepting less. You're telling the universe. I feel like I just got out of this, so I'm like very passionate about it. I just got out of this with a friendship of like, when I first started like hanging out with this friend, I knew they weren't a good friend to me, but I accepted it anyway because I felt like I wasn't good enough to have better friends than this. Like, this is the best that I could get. And I feel like that's like the exact same energy. And I had to leave that relationship, and that's okay. But I wouldn't say I have a new relationship lined up, but sometimes you have to be alone, be by yourself. Like, that's totally what I'm getting energy-wise for. Will you find it? Well, it's a question of, can you accept this? Can you say, I am good enough? I do deserve better. And just to help you out, I'm going to ask, how can we start feeling that again? Listening to yourself. Listening to what you want. Like, I feel like this is listening to your boundaries. Like, what are your boundaries? I feel like you don't know because you ignore them. You let them get walked over all the time. Hey, Nico! Welcome back. Try again. Let me just make sure that... I saw somebody say dude grew up, so I gotta block somebody. You know what I love about people like that is like, this is like the worst place to come because we can all see through your BS because we're like all doing readings. I don't know if I blocked him. I hope I didn't block somebody I wasn't supposed to. Okay, anyway. Okay, PM's next question is individual readings. Nico, sorry, I'm so behind. Keep at it. Okay, is my job steady? Sorry, I'm reading PM's last one. Is my job steady for the next 5 years? Web Weaver. Thank you, Mama Odie, for all those book referrals. I've got them checked out at the library and coming my way. I'm very excited. I'm feeling like with Halloween, I'm like so being called to like witchy stuff. I love it. Okay. PM, I could be wrong. I will preface this with that, but I do feel like there is going to be a point in time with your job. I feel like it's going to be a while, like a couple of years, like 3 or 4 years at least, where you're going to get to a point where you just like are not connecting with that job anymore. You feel like it's like going to be this, like, you don't know what's next. You don't know what's coming around the corner. Yeah, it's like, it's all very like, it's when the energy shifts into being confusing. Like maybe you get a new boss or like something happens where you can't see the future with it. Like the footing is unstable. Like you're losing clarity. Like I'm literally pulling cards with like a woman who's blindfolded. And I feel like you might stay there a little bit longer than you should because it's going to be hard to let go of it. But in this moment, when it comes, if it comes, because things could definitely change, it's about trusting your inner strength to let go and to move on. And having a sad embrace. I love this card so much because it's like talking about how you can appreciate what something was and love it and feel the emotions of sadness for leaving it behind. But you can let it go, but love it at the same time. Does that make sense? So I don't want you to feel like you did something wrong or that it's not right for you. Some things just don't last. Again, with all these cards, I pulled like the number 4. Yeah, so I feel like this might be around 4 years. But because PM, you donated more than 5, I'm just going to do Astro Dice. So this is literally, so the 8th house is all about like death, letting go, regeneration. It literally says other people's money. Let me see before I finish this. Wisdom. Yeah, okay. Ooh, and then the sun. Honestly, I think what's going to bring this about, PM, is you're going to step into a new awareness of yourself and what you want. And the fact that other people's money is sticking out, and I was already feeling like you're going to leave to go work for yourself maybe. And so it's going to be difficult because you're having to let go of this relationship. Even though it's like good, you know, this job might have been good to you, but it's having the wisdom to understand what you need and what you want and putting that above the old, like what's no longer serving you. Hope that helps. And let me see, what was your first question? I think that's similar with your first question, letting go of things that no longer work for you with this current relationship. And I mean, that's a baseline. Like, again, it doesn't mean you have to let go of the person. It could just be letting go of the fact that you don't have boundaries and you're going to say, I'm introducing boundaries. This is what I want. Thank you, PM. All right, I'm catching up. I need to take water. Hang on. Okay, I'm going to come back to Katrina. By the way, I'm also a member, but it is under my real name. Oh, interesting. You have 2 like Gmail accounts? That's so funny, Mama Odie. All right, come back to Lunchbox. Ah. Hi, Sarah. I literally just got home from work. Yay! Trying to troll a forum for psychics. Is it real, bro? Yeah. He's lucky I'm too ethical to not read him, right? Wait, I'm trying to understand. I started working almost immediately after telling you I wanted to work so I could buy my first reading. Oh, gotcha. I think I vaguely remember that. Thank you, Mama Odie. I appreciate that. You're welcome, Yurka. And PM, because you have so long, like plant those seeds now. Like figure out what business it is that you do want to start. Like you have 4 years to literally start building it. And like, think about it this way. When I started this business, I mean, I technically started it way beforehand, but I didn't really start getting serious about it until literally 4 years ago. Actually, it was 2017. And I am finally just now almost able to leave my other job completely. And so it's going to take time. So you might as well do it when you're comfortable, when your bills are paid for. And it's like some people think, you know, they want to like start up their own business and start something new. But that's really hard when you're completely leaving a job and you have a house and you have bills to pay. So I always say start it while you're in another job. It is okay to have your feet in both worlds and to start building that. Obviously, you won't be able to give it all of your time, but you can start it. And then when you can switch over to it, you can. All right, so Katrina, why does one specific male show up in every meditation? I just immediately felt like it was an ancestor, like someone related to you. Maybe not that you know in this life, but a previous life. I'm just going to ask him who he is and what he's trying to say really quick. It's definitely something about like hard work. I literally just pulled the abundance card in Field of Dreams. So like this might not be how you visualized him. This could be symbolic, not literal, but I saw him as like a coal miner, which to me feels like, you know, working for like no pay, really like sacrificing yourself to, you know, do work and not get very much in return. You're going through huge changes right now because this golden palace is all about abundance and you are bringing it in. And abundance is when all of your needs and wants are met, Katrina. And so I think this guy is showing up because he's like trying to confirm, like, hey, you're doing this right. And I'm an old ancestor. I'm like trying to, like, part of his goal is to like rid his family of this. Like he wants to help push the generation out of, like, he's saying poverty. I don't feel like you're in poverty. That might have been him. I could be connecting with the wrong guide, but this message is still like relevant. But you're doing a really good job right now of abundance mindset. And abundance mindset, if anyone isn't familiar with it, it's like basically getting out of lack mentality, saying, I don't have enough, you know, oh, the world hates me. I'm self-sabotaging myself because I'm constantly focused on what I don't have instead of being grateful for what I do have. And so, Katrina, I feel like you're in a really good spot of doing that. And the reason why is because you're so focused on like your future goals. And I feel like your energy is like, I'm going to manifest them. Like, I'm going to have them. It's just a matter of when. And because of that, you're shifting your mental state into like, I already have this. I'm going to have it. You're so sure of it. And that's what's attracting this abundance in your life. So I feel like this is that guy coming in and giving you this message, which kind of answers your second question. So I'll just ask if there's anything else that's going on with this, and then I will do some astro dice. All I know is like he's a past ancestor, maybe 3 or 4 generations. He definitely had to work hard to make money, and I feel like you're correcting that pattern, and he's just sort of like showing up in the background. OMG, Katrina. Shut up. I just pulled, I knew that card was coming up. Coins, Katrina. And I know that this card is like sometimes it's talking about like finding coins on the sidewalk. That might be one of the ways he connects with you. But to me, this is just like abundance, like money coming to you. Big affirmation that money is coming to you, Katrina. Phoenix, I feel like this is you right now. You're transforming that abundance mindset. And the fact that I pulled travel, like this might not be one of the things you're trying to manifest, but it's, to me, it's having the capacity to do the things that you want to do, expend things, to have things that you want. Like, and maybe it is that you want to travel, actually. I think that is, I mean, who doesn't want to travel? But this is just all affirmations that you are doing it. You're moving in that direction. And then this one fell out, which is like house card. I feel like this is very far in the future, but like you will manifest all of these things, Katrina. And it's because You are focusing on that abundance mindset, and just keep that in mind. That is what is propelling you forward. So let me, that's a Virgo, isn't it? Yep. This is so crazy. And the reason why, Katrina, that this is all going so well, I wouldn't be surprised if you had Virgo in your chart, but the Virgo is the analysis. It's like the perfectionism. It's figuring out all the pros and cons and making things better. It's like figuring out what doesn't work and making things better. And this is literally in your second house, which is money, possessions, values. And I feel like that's what you've been doing. You've just been actively trying to be like, how can I make this better? How can I get away from this being so bad? And you've been working really hard on that, because I pulled the South node. This is like what we're trying to move away from. And I feel like that's why you are in such a good zone right now, and your guides want you to know that, so that moving forward you can continue to do the same thing. It's kind of like, good job. This is why you're doing it, just in case you didn't know. I loved your reading, Katrina. I want that energy for myself. All right, let me just see if Katrina said anything. That troll. Okay. You're welcome, PM. Hopefully Katrina's still in here. All right, lunchbox. Okay. Ooh, I pulled out the perfect deck for this question, lunchbox. This is literally, it's called the Psychic Reading Tarot. And it's meant to have like all sorts of signs and symbols and psychic reading tools. So perfect. Lunchbox, I'm hearing automatic writing. Did I say that for you before? Because if not, I don't remember. Meditation. How perfect are these cards? I pulled rainbows, which to me is like getting out in nature. That might help you connect more. Rainbows. I'm also feeling like crystals, though, actually. Because like when you think of crystals, whenever I think of quartz crystals, I think of rainbows because of like how the light hits them. There's also flowers in this, so maybe herbs. And then I pulled bag of marbles. What would that be? I think for you, because I'm hearing the word talisman, it's like for you, having physical items for whatever reason are actually going to help you. And normally I don't like suggest that because I don't want those tools to become a crutch. But I think that's why you're being attracted to all of these things, is because sometimes it's just helpful to have things on us, around us, that remind us to connect to our guides. So I think that's what this is. I don't think it's actually like go and play with marbles. Maybe in a way it could be astro dice. Whatever resonates with you out of these things that I've said. I would say crystals, though, being in nature. The meditation one is like the core, though. It's like using these things while meditating. And that should be like your core practice. Everything else is like the daily stuff that you might use. And I'm just going to pull, because Lunchbox, you've already donated more than 5. Moon in Scorpio in the 7th house. Using your intuition around like partnerships and other people, like relationships, especially being aware of your own emotions, is also going to help you right now. You know, maybe that's like a separate life thing that's going on. But it's like literally I pulled the moon in Scorpio in the 7th house. So to me, that's using your intuition to figure out what you should be doing with relationships. And I find that sometimes our guides like tell us to like work on a personal issue that we're going through, because sometimes the message will sink in more because it actually has practical like use. But yeah. Where was I at? Lauryn, what made you get serious about your business? It was purely the fact that my other business, I have to work with clients, and I do not like working with other people because, I make videos and there's always a problem. There's always somebody who doesn't like what you created, who will send you a bajillion corrections, and then like people who don't want to pay you, even though they should, and you have a contract. Like, that energy as an introvert and just somebody who is so empathic, it stresses me out to high hell. Like, I just hate working with other people. And so this was always better because it's like I only have to work with myself. And if I do, hire other people, it's going to be easy to like delegate some of the work, like editing my videos or anything like that. But honestly, I have more fun here and I'm more in alignment, and it feels like I'm helping out the world, where this other job, it just felt like a means to an end. Like, it felt like just making money, if that makes sense. This male is in my life and wants me to help him manage his music career. I'm unsure about it and keeps showing up at every... Oh, so he's somebody who's living? Interesting, Katrina. I'm worried that he might... I don't know. I'd have to like read into it again, but I would say to either take that as a message of him being super money abundant and like thinking about that, or it could be that he's dragging you backwards into that lack mentality. I would trust your gut there. Hi, Kelly. Yeah, and it could be somebody else, Katrina. It feels more like an ancestor. Like, it feels like it's not necessarily that guy, but maybe he's giving advice on that situation. Yeah, runes from the bag of marbles. Yeah, that's what I think that popped in my head. I didn't say it. The same way I hate working with other people. Ugh, it makes me so anxious. Like, literally going through that now. Somebody who signed a contract, we let them know up front, this is what it looks like, this is what it's happening, and they decided after the fact that they wanted to change everything but not pay for it. And we're like, okay, well, you have to pay for it if you want to change it. Like, it was in the contract. And now they're just like, no, we don't want to pay for it because it's not what we wanted. And it's like, come on. Alrighty, I think I'm all caught up on donations, right? Yes. So let's do another free reading. I am thinking of a fruit. If you can think of the fruit that I'm thinking of, then you get the reading. I probably need to cap myself off here sometime soon. Thank you, Sir Jester. I really appreciate that. Sometimes I question that. I missed your comments. Let me see who wins this first. A fruit. I'm thinking of a fruit. This is like one of my favorite fruits. Whenever it's in season, I'm just like, grab them all. You guys are so fast, I can't like look at my notes, or else I'll miss it. Good guesses. Nobody's got it yet. It says stone fruit, I think. Nectarines. Lovely Lucy, you got it. Lovely Lucy, nectarine. Lovely Lucy, let me know what your question is in the comments. Okay. Yurika says she's working on her 90-day cards. You're already on 24? Holy cow. I feel like you just got those. And the exercise for today is feeling into a room before you enter. Oh, how did that go, Yurika? I loved that exercise. I just gave in my verbal 6 weeks notice. Oh, I totally feel you, silly rabbit. Totally feel you. Sometimes you just gotta like go with it, and even if you don't know what's next. So, lovely Lucy, I will get to you after Mama Odie, but let me know what question you have. Okay, any messages from ancestors? Let me jump to Mama Odie and I'll get back. Do I have any spiritual ancestral links? Native American and or Roma. Oh, see, this is a perfect example of what I was talking about. Like, I don't know what Roma is, but I don't need to know because I'm using my clairs and I'm going to ask if there's a connection. Mama Odie, Native American, I'm seeing blood in my mind. And so that to me is like a symbol that there actually might be some genetic biological connection that's like very like weeded out, or not weeded out, but like diluted. That's the word I'm looking for. Very diluted. And like they're literally telling me this thing that I always forget the name of it. But it's something along the lines of like you can hold memories in your DNA. Like this is like scientific fact that they proved. And I remember the metaphysical community when they did that just freaked out. They're like, see, we were right. But it feels like that, Mama Odie, with the Native American. I think that's why you're drawn to it, is like literally it's in your DNA. I feel like if you did a DNA test, it might not pick it up. Maybe if you did it, it'd be like 1%. 25 years of working with the public. Oh, how do you do it, Mama Odie? Genetic memory. Yes. Okay, and Roma? My mind is like instantly going to a tomato. It's like, are you related to a tomato? No, that's not what we were talking about. But let me say too, with the Native American stuff, Mama Odie, I feel like if you set the intention that you want to meet with past ancestors, there will be ancestors there. You might have just not been introduced to them yet. Romani. Oh. Is Romani a person? I feel like they just keep showing me. It's like you were talking to this person. It feels like a past life. I'm getting like Greek times. I'm curious if that's right. Gypsy. I like see you in a room holding a wine glass talking to this person. Oh, it's Romania? Oh, that's somebody else. Let me finish this up. Sorry. I feel like the Roma person is more past life. Like you might have lived another life with them. I don't necessarily think you were related. It's more leaning towards the spiritual. I'm just going to pull one card because they're telling me to pull a card. Oh, interesting. So I know it probably has its own meaning, 5 of Wands, but I'm seeing it as like there's all these people and they're all touching and connected with these wands. And to me, Mama Odie, it's like really you're connected to a lot of people, technically, energetically. So the message is like, if you're feeling drawn to it, like explore the connection. It might not be relationship. It might not be hugely spiritual, but there's something there that's calling you. And, maybe it's just a small message. Maybe it's a big message, but follow those breadcrumbs because there's definitely something there. Yes, gypsies, Romania. I'm interested. I wonder why I'm like seeing Greek things then. Maybe you were like in Greece, or maybe they were and you were having a conversation with them. There's definitely like a memory there. And I just see you like turning your nose up at other people with somebody else there. I don't know if it's at these people, but yeah. Thank you, Mama Odie. Okay, really quick, lovely Lucy guessed our free reading, so I'm going to do her, and then Catherine, I will get to you next. Thank you. Okay, I just wanted to know if my ancestors have any messages. I am being drawn to these cards. Lucy, you're the second person that I'm feeling like I'm being so drawn to the moon with. If there's anything that you're like wanting to manifest or wanting to do, the full moon is this Sunday. And I feel like doing a ritual, doing something fun, even if it's just as simple as like setting some intentions, do it. Do it, do it. This is all coins cards, lovely Lucy. Okay. This is a big message for such a short amount of time, but it feels like they're trying to talk about like your money state that you've been in. And I just like, I know pentacles technically refer to a lot of things like stability, but I really read it a lot as like money. So I feel like in the past, you were probably a little bit more wealthy than you are right now. And you're feeling good, like you know, maybe everything was provided for you. And now, like, not so much. I feel like you're struggling to keep up with things. I'm seeing like this mom with this 2 babies and she's all beat up and like, it's like a struggle. You're working on it right now, but I think they're trying to come in and give you advice that I'm literally hearing like it's fated for you, Lucy. Like you will have money again. Like you needed to understand the contrast of having it and then not having it. But this is like you in the future. And it's like you're going to have so much that you're going to be able to give and share with other people. I think this little guy might be a guide that you could talk to more on this. I think they're just trying to come in and give you hope around money. And they want you to just focus on your money story. Where were you? Where are you now? What's changed? If this is all new to you, lovely Lucy, check out the book Lucky Bitch, because I feel like she talks a lot about like, what's your old money story? What do you tell yourself about money? What is that lack mentality around money? Yeah, I won't go into it more than that. All right. Thank you, Lucy. That's funny, Eureka. All right, Catherine. Skip the first week. Oh, okay. I was going to say, you went fast. Catherine, I want to use this deck for you. Catherine, I'm seeing you in a house. You're in a house and you're in a maze. What does the house symbolize? I'm hearing your mind. I feel like all the rooms are dark. You don't know where you're going next. I feel like this is how you see life. It's like you're opening up each room and you're just not sure what's there. You're not sure where to go. Like loss of direction. I think it's because you're really disconnected from... It's almost like co-creation with your guides. It's understanding that like you can put things out into the universe, but you don't necessarily have control of like how they come about, Catherine. And so this is like talking about time and how everything happens in its own divine timing. And I pulled the Tree of Life card again, which to me, I feel like this should have been the theme of the night. It's like balancing your intuitive mind, balancing your connection with your guides and your connection with like your personal life. I feel like you're not taking the information from above and applying it to life so that you can navigate through these rooms better and not feel like you're so in the dark. And if you're like, how do I start this? Where do I go? I feel like shadow work. It's like find and identify the hurt. Like where does it hurt? Where are things not good? Because your guides are going to help you go through these moments. And this is the mirror card. It's like looking in the mirror and saying, what am I not doing right? What could I improve on? Shadow work is such a big concept to try to like understand. But I'm asking for like, how would I sum this up into like a sentence? It's about focusing on finding clarity and like working through the blocks that you have in life, especially around like what you can't control. Yeah. Thank you for the donation, Catherine. I believe my great grandma was Native, but it was too taboo to admit. Oh, I know. If you like pretend to, or if you admit or say something like that, you could get so much flack. You're welcome, Mama Odie. Mama Odie, I feel like if you have like the extra funds, I feel like you should take one of those genetic tests. I think you'd be super surprised, actually. Yes, I'm manifesting. I'm bored now. Oh, interesting, Yurka. I've been to Sedona. It didn't really resonate with me, but that doesn't mean it won't with you. I think I should say it's the people that I went there with definitely ruined it, but that's why I dream being wealthy. Keep it in your mind, Lucy. Ooh, okay. All right. If you're just jumping in, guys, sorry. I was catching up on donations. And if you donate, you can get a reading. Otherwise, stick around. Once I catch up, we do free readings. I'm just catching up on my comments. Visiting psychically. Yeah, that's such a good idea. Mama Odie, I'm so much the same. So much so that I went and took a shamanic journeying class. Maybe, Mama Odie, if you haven't tried that, I feel like especially because you're into all the witchy stuff, if you don't know anything about shamanic journeying, I would definitely check into it. I think there's a book that I shared. It's a really old video on my channel now, but if you search shamanic journeying on my like videos, I reference this little book that you can buy, and it comes with a drumming track, and it kind of teaches you how the shamans of core shamanism believe how things work, and they believed in 3 worlds. They believed in a lower world, a middle world, and an upper world. And honestly, that's how I see a lot of things. When I meditate and go around places like Yuriko was talking about, that's like going around the middle world. You're like astral traveling. You're staying within this realm. And then lower world and upper world have different like meanings. And it's definitely not like heaven and hell. Don't add Christianity to it. That was not like how it was founded. But yeah. I love that, Yurika, because there's no reason why you couldn't connect to that. I mean, it's the same as connecting with an animal, a loved one. You can connect to that energy and not physically be there. Oh, I'm sorry, Catherine. Your alarm? Oh, yeah, Sir Jester, my alarm went off in the first video. Yes, Kelly, I do have a video on shamanic journeying. It's a little bit old now, but it's definitely all the information is there. So just go onto my channel, and I think it's literally called Shamanic Journeying and Core Shamanism. Is that video. And that is literally, I do not meditate. I do shamanic journeys. Like, it is such a core thing with me. Like, it's how I connect best. How serendipitous with that, Lori and Yurika. That's funny. All right, so I'm going to do another free guessing game reading. I think I'm gonna do two more. Two more, and then we're gonna do donations only, and we're gonna wrap it up for the night. So I am thinking of, what am I thinking of? My guide is like, do me. I'm like, no one's gonna guess you. I need to think of something. I'm thinking of a color. If you can guess the color that I'm thinking of, then you get a reading. Mama Odie, that is so similar to how I found Shamanic Journey as well. That is so crazy that you said that. Yurika, you got it. Bam. Yurika's fast. It was white. Yurika hasn't. Oh, you got the member reading. I haven't thought about, does that make you eligible for the other readings? Wait. Crap. Yurika, remind me. Because I legitimately can't remember. Because I've read you, I think it was the member. It's okay. I mean, I don't mind. You can give it to somebody else if you don't have a question, but otherwise, I think I need to make it so that members could get it second, right? That would probably be fair. I haven't thought about it. All right, we'll do one more after Yurika passes this along. She got the reading gifted from me. Oh, okay, that's what it was. I was like, why can't I remember this? Hello, Jana. Me, Yurika. Hey guys, so if you're just now joining us, I'm doing guessing game readings. Yurika guessed it right, but she's going to pass it off to somebody else. She is giving it to Michelle. So Michelle, let me know what question you have in the comments. I'm going to do one more free reading after this. So otherwise, get your donations in before we wrap up tonight. Also, one thing, it's so funny because when you guys join my Facebook group that I have set up, I have like questions that you have to answer to get in. And it's like, have you taken my courses? And I just ask that because I'm curious. And almost everyone is like, no, I didn't even know she had courses. So guys, I have courses on both psychic development and animal communication. So you can find those all through my website. Thank you, Yurika. And then, yeah, Facebook group as well is made for practicing your psychic ability, kind of moving all my communities from all my social media channels to a place where we can talk. Thought about doing a Discord because I know so many people hate Facebook, but I don't know how to run Discord. Let me know if you guys would even be interested in that. I'd have to learn it, but it's basically Slack, right? Do any of you guys use Slack? Does Flavian love me or have other women he doesn't call me? Yeah, my Facebook group is linked in the description down below. I have my link tree, basically. You can find all my links. Discord and Slack are familiar. Thank you, Cheyenne. Okay. Let me read Michelle really quick. Does Flavian love me or have other women? Trying not to use my analytical mind because my analytical mind is like, well, if he doesn't call you, probably not. But intuitive mind. Like the first message is like, he's not for you. That doesn't mean he doesn't love you. Like there's definitely a part of him that I'm hearing the word appreciated you. What card deck do I want to use? Michelle, it feels like something that you've kind of like, they're showing me you kind of blowing it up in your mind and out of proportion. And it's all because like you're trying to dissect the outward appearances of everything and not your own intuition. Like you're getting that mixed up. Because I don't feel like he has other women. And that's like another part of that, like you blowing it up into something it isn't. Oh, interesting. And so I pulled the wishing well card, and so this card has a lot of meanings when I read it, but I'm literally getting that like your intentions about the situation, your thoughts about the situation is like a mirror. So you're putting it out there that this is what's happening. He's getting with all these ladies. He doesn't love me. And then what's happening is you're that thought is turning into reality, and you're only seeing things he does that supports that idea. So it's like you created this idea, and then everything that he's doing seems to perfectly fit in that. And it's because you're trying to put him in a box of like how this happens and what he's like and what he's doing. And so anything that doesn't fit in that box, like you're just not even paying attention to because you're dismissing it. You're trying to read all the outward appearances instead of like trusting your gut. And I pulled the coming apart card. Like you really just need to separate from his energy and let him go so that you can get back to trusting your intuition and just letting go of this relationship. Because I don't feel like he's doing all the things that you think he's doing, but he's also just like not the person for you. And I mean, somebody that is for you should have that open communication. Like you shouldn't have to be like second guessing. It should be as easy as like a conversation. It's just my dog love me or just because I have treats. Oh, too funny. Well, thanks, Erica, for passing it to Michelle. I would use Discord if you set it up. But then what do I tell all my Facebook people? I'll have to figure it out. I'll think about it. Ooh, that's so cool, Mama Odie. Renee Zellweger. I think it's your lips. I'll have to think about that. Maybe I love Renee Zellweger. She's so cool. He loves you and the treats. I don't even know what Discord and Slack are. Yeah, Slack is like a business tool. It's basically like, what would you call it? It's like a chat room that you can always access. I'm like a 90s kid. I grew up on AOL chat rooms. But it's kind of like a chat room with different like rooms, which are called like threads or channels. And so you can have like this chat room is for everything related to this topic. This chat room is related to everything that topic. And I'm pretty sure Discord is set up in the same way. Slack is mostly used like for businesses to communicate with people. I think Discord is like more gaming, correct? But a lot of people will use it to connect socially, is what I think. Please don't delete your Facebook group. I wouldn't do that. That would be silly. Deleting something that like everyone has been relying on for so long. I won't do that. Yes, 90s kids AOL chat room. I also used MSN. I got in trouble for being in AOL chat rooms. Let me tell you. I was a little kid and I was interested in perusing around in all the chat rooms. Didn't know about history, like search. So my mom was like, "Why are you in all these chat rooms?" And I was like, "I don't know. I just was curious." You guys are all like, "Lauren, what were you doing?" But me, I was like, "What's a lesbian?" What is that? Go into the chat room, like 4 people in it. All right. I said one more free reading, right? Let's do that. I am thinking of a color. If you can guess the color that I'm thinking of, then you get the reading. My mom still uses AOL. I tease her all the time. Okay, good, because I'm not going to delete it. Don't worry. Oh yeah, floppy disk. I'm lucky enough to have caught the end of the floppy disks. My dad had stacks of them for work. Puppy girl. Oh, what was my color? Oh my goodness, Yurka, you got it again. It was orange. What's a lesbian? I mean, I was like, what, 7, 8? It's like, what is this? So Yurka got it. It was orange. I'm going to have Yurka pass it to somebody else. Ian, always jumping in just for the Pantone comment. And this will be the last free reading of the night. Anything after this will be donations, and we'll just kind of hang out and let me disconnect for a bit. Silly rabbit, here you go. Thank you, Yurika. How much is donations? Just a $5 minimum. If you do any more than that, I also have my Astro Dice here. So I'll roll my Astro Dice, but you can do that through Super Chat. You can also do that through Venmo. But even if you're jumping off, I will be on live every Tuesday. This month, August, I'm doing 2 live nights a week. I don't know when I'm going to do a live night this week. It's either going to be Thursday. I kind of want to jump on Sunday, though, and do like a full moon something with you guys, because Sunday is our full moon. So I don't know. I'll have to figure out which one I want to do. And I also just need to check with my husband and see when he can watch our son, so I can do our second live night for this week. So it's either going to be Thursday or Sunday. I'll let you guys know. I was in the first computer class in junior high. Class was in the janitor's closet. Yes. I remember we got computers too, and we had to do the typing. And I couldn't remember what the program was called, but if you like said it, everyone would be like, "Oh, that program." Okay, so Silly Rabbit got the reading from Yurka. I've had a pretty overwhelming day. Do my grandparents or guides have any advice for me about all these changes I'm going through? It's been tough. Silly Rabbit, I'm immediately hearing the book. What is that book? I don't even like this book, so I don't like recommending it, but this is intuitive, and they're Black is Light is the New Black by Rebecca Campbell. They're immediately showing me that, because I feel like this is more than just like one little problem. This is a lot that you've been going through, and I feel like this is a moment in life that you'll look back on, and it's like everything's being tested because everything needs to be let go of. That card too. Yeah. So this is how you're looking at today, but also your life. It's this Dragon's Lair. I love this card. And so it looks like this big scary mountain. There's like glowy eyes. There's all these like cavernous holes. There's a scary dragon up here. And this is like how you're looking at life. It's like, oh my gosh, it's scary, and I have to go in here, and I'm terrified. And but really what this card is about is like, it's an illusion. It's like once you go in, it's not as bad as you think. And I feel like with the energy of today, I feel like you expect that a little bit. You expect things to sort of fall apart, and that's why you're a little bit attracting it. Boundaries are super important for you right now, Silly Rabbit. This is the wide open card. I have it in reverse. So to me, that's like not making sure your energy is so open that just like everybody can like drop their energy in yours. I feel like that's more the grandparent stuff that's happening. It's like you feel like you're responsible for everybody. You're so empathic for everyone. So having good energetic boundaries, like literally learning about the psychic boundaries on my channel, will help you with relationship boundaries. I always say that one of the best things that learning about my psychic ability has done for me is it's taught me boundaries with spirits. Like that's where I had to learn it first, right? I had to learn what are my boundaries with dead people. But then I realized how much those boundaries cross over to people in real life. And I've been able to cut out so many people that were bad for me. I've been able to establish so much better boundaries and better relationships with the people around me. And it relates. And I feel like that's kind of what that card is about. But really right now you're in a moment, Silly Rabbit, where you're coming apart. You're pulling away from, you're trying to get rid of all of the things that don't work for you, and you're in the process. Like there's a process of when it's done, and then there's a process, you're like in the middle of it. And so I think that's why it's tough, is you're still separating out the pieces, and I feel like your guys are just unloading a lot on you. Like they're giving it to you all at once. And it's because you've been holding on to it all for so long. And they just really are like, let's just pull off the Band-Aid and get it done all at once. There's no sense in doing one and then doing the next thing and then doing the next thing. They really want you to just get it all out the window and move on to the next chapter. And if there's any relief that could be provided, it's finding something you're passionate about to try to come back to your inner light, the things that light you up, the things that get you excited, the things that spark joy in you. Because I feel like you don't have a lot of that right now. And you need that balance. You need the balance of like, okay, here's all these things that are falling apart in my life. And then here's the things that light me up. And I know I can always come back to it and makes me happy. And that could be just as simple as like reading, like escaping with a book. Yeah. Making plans with friends, doing things that are fun, all that good stuff. Ooh, a full moon one would be fun. Yeah, even if I jump on Thursday, our next live reading will be about the full moon this week. I'm going to do my research on the next full moon. I'm pretty sure we have another full moon in Aquarius this week, which I guess this is our second full moon in Aquarius. And I didn't realize you could have more than one. I just thought each full moon was a different sign. I didn't know that there were like two. So I need to like research that. But let's see. Aquarius is about innovation. Friends, groups. Oh yeah, it's about like friendships, communications, all of that. So I'll definitely come and talk about it and maybe give you guys like a ritual that you can do. We'll definitely do something full moon related, either whether it's Thursday or Friday, and not Friday, Sunday. Even if you guys miss it, you can still watch it because it'll be at the beginning. I'll give you whatever it is, and we'll do some sort of ritual to let go. Hey Ryan, I wrapped up my free readings, but I'll take donations until I wrap up tonight. But if you want to catch me again, I'm on every Tuesday, and I'm going to jump on again sometime either Thursday or Sunday. So old. I think I'm lucky because I also learned on a typewriter too. My parents and grandparents kept that stuff around and taught me how to use it because I think they anticipated me needing to learn it. And then, yeah, that quickly went out the window. Ooh, that's so cool, Michael. That is so cool. Oregon Trail. My teacher in high school was the first person to ever beat Oregon Trail. And it was like, anytime you had his class, syllabus day, the whole entire hour, he would tell his story about how he beat the Oregon Trail game, and he won the award for being the first kid to beat the Oregon Trail game. He taught a computer class, but it's too funny. He like got all these awards and like national recognition. I think it's probably like the biggest thing he had ever achieved in his life. What what's that book called again? Light is the New Black. Light is the New Black is good for anyone who feels like they're going through their dark night of the soul. Like shit has hit the fan and you just need guidance and everything is just everywhere. No worries, Ryan. Again, it's like I do free readings and do guessing games, but you like just missed it. Aquarius full moon number 2. Is it just that you have like 13 moon phases? Is it just like an odd number because of the months of the year? I'm looking at my full moon calendar. I have no idea why that would happen. I need to learn. Yeah. Well, now what? Any book recs for root chakra or trauma? Ooh, for chakras? For chakras, Eastern Mind meets Western Body. I might be getting those mixed up. That is like the chakra book. Trauma healing. Again, Light is the New Black is the best one I can think of. I do not resonate with it. I think it's because I'm not going through a dark night of the soul as I'm reading it, but that's like what it's meant for. Trauma healing. I will say that I do have all of the books that I do recommend. I have in the description down below. I have my Amazon storefront, which is like I don't sell products, but I can make lists. So whenever you guys ask me what tarot decks do you recommend, what books do you recommend, I have all those lists available, so you can just like find them and look. I wish I had a better one for trauma healing, but unless I'm like forgetting, I can't think of a good one right now. Yeah, Eastern Mind meets Western Body. It's like a green book. What was the author? Rebecca Campbell. I like her Letters to a Starseed a little bit better. But anyway, cool, guys. Well, upcoming videos this Friday, you are going to see an aura video. I'm going to walk you guys through what an aura is, how it holds information, how you can connect with it, not just seeing it, but also using your other clairs to pick up on auras. And I think it might be really useful for some of you who are trying to read other people but might be struggling, because there's a lot of psychics who start with auras and they do readings purely based on your auras, just because they can connect with the aura better. And I think what it is like they're less worried about getting inside someone's energy and they're more about like reading the outside aura. And I feel like sometimes it just resonates with some readers a lot better. It won't take your currency. Oh, Jana, aren't you from Korea? That's weird. I wonder why. Newt. So yeah, auras coming up Friday. And I'm pretty sure next week is going to be our pick a card. It wasn't supposed to be. It needed to be my interviewing my husband, but we never got around to that. So bumping a different video up. So I think you're going to get a pick a card really soon. I think, right? Yeah, pick a card. And then I can only think one out. Yeah, and the pick a card will be what are your biggest psychic blocks at that time. And again, I try to make all my readings timeless because I don't do a whole lot of pick a cards, and I try to do them very intuition based. So you should be able to come back to them at any time and have a message resonate. Ooh, so pretty. That's creepy, silly rabbit. Grab a knife. Lori, you have read my mind. Yes, I've seen the Halloween Oracle deck, and I want to buy it for our next pick a card reading, because I'm gonna do a pick a card for the month of October, and I want to make it all Halloween themed. I think I'm gonna still read like it's something intuitive related, but I want to pull out the Halloween Oracle deck. I've been literally thinking about it today and yesterday, being like, oh, I need to buy that so it gets in on time. Oh, got you. Bummer, Jana. Yes. Super easy, Michael. And I don't know. I also teach you guys drawing techniques as well with the auras. Ask them if they want to read. Yeah, I think I've seen I've only seen one card of that deck, and it's like the jack-o'-lantern. Oh, 2 cards, and then the black cat. And the black cat, I've been like, oh, yes, I want that deck. I also really want the, is it the modern tarot? It's like they redid the tarot. It's very similar to the artwork of the first, but they same poses, same objects, and everything, but it's like they use like females, I think, in all of the pictures, and they're wearing like normal street clothes. And I really want that deck to learn tarot better because it comes with a journal on the side. So then, like, as you're learning, you can take notes in the journal on each individual card. I thought that was such a fantastic idea. And the fact that it's like modern tarot and it's like females, I think something about that will just help me like relate to those cards more. Oh, and that's the other thing about auras, because Silly Rabbit mentioned it. Auras can change, and it can change on your mood. And so that's another thing that I talk about. How can I best get into the witchy vibe? Ooh, that's a good idea. I had something that I had written down. Here, I'll run it by you guys and tell me if you like it. For the pick a card, what was I going to do? Vlogs. Pick a card. Where is it? Oh, I don't know if I like it. I think I'm waiting for something better to hit me, but I was going to do what your strongest clairs are and have it be like a clair reading. I just don't know how far I could go with that with the cards, but that deck just went on my list. Wait, the female, the modern tarot, that one, or the Halloween? That would be fun, Silly Rabbit. I've been coloring my own tarot deck. Oh, that's fun. Oh, Halloween. Cool beans. Well, reminder, while some of you members are in here with me, I did publish our next member-only live event. So you can hit that reminder button, but I think the issue that some of you guys had last time was that if you don't have your notifications like for YouTube turned on, that reminder, it'll just go to your notification box, but it might not like ping your phone. So take a second when you're done tonight to put it in your phone, put it in your calendar, because I don't want you guys to miss it. So this is for our member-only lives. Our next one will be, I'm going to try to remind you guys every night. Our next one will be August 31st at 7 p.m. Mountain Time. And your homework is to bring like an object for you to read. Try to find maybe something of family members that is no longer around. If you have to use something of another family member, try to have it be somebody you're not super close to. If you want to take it a step further, sometime between now and then, walk into an antique store, buy something cheap, like $1, $2. It has to be something that belonged to somebody else. We're going to practice our psychometry in the beginning of that. So if you want to join us for that night, that is our members only live night. So that's going to be the second tier. That's like $4.99. And yeah, I want to know, I think only Lori is in here tonight. That's in the member only video. And you let me know you liked that video. And thank you. I appreciate it, because my member only videos, I get like no feedback on at all because we have so few members. But hopefully that'll change. Let's see. Candle wax dripping rings on Halloween's. Oh, y'all. So like a year ago, I have tried to record this video for you guys twice. No, 3 times. And there is a way that you can do candle flame readings. Basically what you do is you get a candle and you take a piece of paper and you, like, here's a flame, and you ask a question and you move the paper however you feel intuitively guided, right? And then what it's supposed to do is leave kind of like dark soot marks on here. And then you look at it and you like read it and you're like, oh, wow, okay, I see this, I see that, like clouds. And it's supposed to pertain to your question. But every time I have filmed it, I have almost caught everything on fire. Like literally the first time I did it, I wish I would have kept the footage and just uploaded it as like a blooper. But like I was in my office, the whole thing catches on fire. And in the video, I'm like stomping on it. I'm like, shit, because I didn't want to set our fire alarm off. And then I went home, tried to redo it again at home, almost caught my couch on fire. So that video has been just cursed in my mind. And I've been like, all right, that video is just not going to happen because I can't figure out the type of paper you're supposed to have. I did it back in the Aspen program. So I've tried it with super thin paper. I've tried it with super thick paper. Every single time caught on fire. Again, I've tried to be like way up high, way down low. I just can't figure it out. I don't know. Oh, Ritualcraft had old photos. I went in there last week. I wanted to go in there so bad and just look around. Silly Rabbit, do you have like curtains? So creepy. Vice versa deck? No, I'm gonna write it down. Post the blooper. Oh my gosh. Like I tried it 3 times. 3 times. Almost caught myself on fire. All my friends make fun of me though because I'm so bad with fire, and now I blame it on me being a water sign. I'm just like, I need to just stay away from water, because when Game of Thrones was like a thing, we used to have our friends over and we would play it in our backyard. We have like a big outdoor movie screen and a projector, and it was like the season finale or something, and we made the green drinks or what was the wildfire? Is that the fire, the green fire in Game of Thrones? But basically we made a green drink and then we put 151 on top and lit it. So it's like a flaming drink. And I spilled my drink, like I was walking and it spilled on my hand. And of course the 151 like goes down my hand, and so does the fire. It didn't hurt because it's burning the 151 first. And then I drop it on the grass because I'm like freaking out. And then the grass catches on fire. And everyone was like stomping on it. And then everyone was like, no more fire for Lauren. So it's like a thing. I can't have fire. Oh, gotcha. Silly Rabbit. Blinds on the window. Oh, interesting, Mama Odie. I'm gonna have to look that up. I have so many decks I want. It's gonna be bad. You guys are funny. All right. Any other things that I wanted to talk about? I think that's it. If you guys want to stay connected with me when I jump off of these, you can connect with me on Facebook, that Facebook group. Also Instagram. I share a lot of like day-to-day things there. TikTok, and yeah. Or a video coming up. Members Only Live coming up in 2 weeks from tonight. So set your calendars. And then I think, well, we'll talk about our member only video at our member only live, but start thinking of ideas for that. You guys are so funny. I feel like I can't like sign off because I'm interrupting a conversation. All right, you guys, I will see you sometime this week. It'll either be Thursday or Sunday. I'll throw up something in the community post if it's not Thursday and we do Sunday instead, but it will be something full moon related. So I would expect to bring at least a paper and pen, because full moon is all about releasing, so we'll probably do some intention setting. And I bet our group reading will be some sort of pick a card related to, like, what do we need to release for this full moon. So again, we are doing 2 lives a week for the rest of August, which is basically just this week and next week. And then August is up. September, we'll go back to 1 pick a card a week. And then October, I've got all sorts of fun, sort of spooky Halloween videos that I'm planning. One of them I'm really excited about. I'm going to finally be talking about orbs and doing kind of a more in-depth video about orbs using my filmmaking abilities. I'm going to show you guys, like, yes, orbs do happen in photos, but let's rule out if it's a camera, dust, bokeh thing. And if it's not any of those, then yes, it might be an orb. But I think it's super important to not believe everything that you see on a camera or a picture is an orb. So want to be educated and practical, and you guys know me. That's how I am. But yeah, I think that's it, guys. Have a great night. Thank you guys so much for sticking around with me. I appreciate you guys. Take care, or morning. Yes. Orbs are awesome. Yes, basically, just to spoil it a little bit, I'm going to go in and recreate how to create orbs in pictures, because it's really easy to do. And I'm going to show that. I need somebody in my office to assist me, because I'm going to need 2 cameras going at once. But somebody's going to assist me. And we're going to do that. All right. Good night, tribe. Good night, you guys. Thank you so much. I will see you Thursday or Sunday. Have a fantastic rest of your night. Bye. This is the awkward period when the button doesn't work.